Okay, well, let's begin. Understanding that this practice that you're about to do is still yoga, so I am going to invite you to take a deep breath in and sighing it out, and being sure to match the breath with each movement so that you can get the maximum benefit from each of the stretches. And visualizing that this entire process is to help support your spine. So as you come into this practice, just imagine that everything that you're doing is strengthening the muscles and the nerves and the vertebra so that your spine can be long and tall and supported. Coming onto all fours, we'll start with our cow pose. So aligning the knees up underneath the hips, the top of the feet resting on the ground. And the hands, if you need to roll out the wrist a little, feel free to do so. And then begin to lift the tailbone. Dropping into the low back, feel the saddle of the low back and let the belly sink down towards the ground. Shrugging the shoulder blades back, keep the upper body broad. And bring a slight lift to the heart as you look at the top of your mat. Remember, we're not lifting the head up. And holding this position, we're going to take 5 deep breaths in, followed by 5 long, slow exhales. And just notice that sensation in the low back. Keep breathing. Dropping the shoulder blades down the back of the body. So strong upper back. Keep breathing. And then leading just with the hips, so isolating the waist. Start to sway the hips over to the right. Inhale to center. Swaying the hips over to the left. Inhale to center. Again to the right. Inhale to center, matching that breath with movement to the left. Inhale to center. We'll do 2 more on each side, taking your time and getting a real good opening in the waist. And feeling that slinky movement in the low back. Last one to the right. Breathing into the middle. And then to the left. Great. From here, we're going to move into cat pose. So tucking the tailbone under, we want to push the pubic bones to the front of your mat. Draw the chin in towards the throat, pressing the mat away as though you're pressing the ground away, and feel that opening between the shoulder blades. A deep arch, creating that tunnel. Gently lift the navel up towards the spine here. Breathing. And keeping this arch, this tunnel-like shape, we'll start to pull the hips back towards the heels, drawing the thighs down towards the calves. Keep the tailbone tucked under, those pubic bones pointing forward and up, opening up the low back. And then as you begin to lift, still holding that arch, still holding that tunnel, walk the hands forward just a little bit and lower down the thighs, lower down the pubic bones, lower down the low belly, and keep a lift at the bottom of the ribs. We're going to lean back with the back of the head and hold here for 3 full breaths. Inhale. And exhale, the shoulders back, collarbones open. Maybe even if you like to, you can sway the head from side to side or look left to right. Good. And then you're going to push down to lift the hips up and come back onto all fours. Good job. Take a couple of breaths here and we'll come onto our knees in a kneeling position, or if you need to, you can always stand up for this one. We'll be pulling buckets. So as you come into this kneeling position or the standing position, bring a slight lift up into the chest. Now you can choose to lift the hands up overhead, but as we talked about with your shoulder, you may want to leave them down, but we still want to lift up, elongating the spine, elongating the upper body, the torso. You're going to Draw that left bucket up and lean over to the right side, dropping that right shoulder blade down, dropping the right rib down towards the right hip. Keep breathing. And each time you exhale, just allow the body to fold over to the right side just a little bit more. And then on your inhale, drawing the spine back up into alignment with lift from the ribs, and then exhale, settle back down. We'll do that again. Inhale, elongating long. And as you exhale, leaning over with the shoulder blades to the left, dropping that left rib basket down to the right left hip. With each exhale, letting that fold over to the side, go a little bit more. Almost like a droopy flower. Over. Good. And a deep breath in, we pull the ribs back up and we align the spine back on top, heart over the hips. Good. Release. Let's do that one more time. To the right, inhale, reaching up or lifting up. Exhale, folding over. Maybe even drawing the head. Draw that right ear down towards the right shoulder. Open up the neck a little. On our in-breath, drawing the ribs up and back over to the other side. Rising up with the bottom of the ribs and then folding over to the left. Melting over to the left. Taking that head over to the left side a little bit more. And then when you're ready, breathing in, pulling everything back up into alignment. Great job. Pause here for a breath. And then let's come on to all fours for our thread the needle pose. So as you come onto all fours, you're going to want to step the knees out wide. Bring the big toes in. Keep the hips lifted up into the air. This will create kind of that slouching motion, that downward movement of the upper body so that you can open up the neck. Making sure that you have a pillow or a blanket on the ground so that you can rest your head there. Take a moment if you need to gather that. And then come on to all fours. We're going to start by walking that left hand forward just a little bit. So you always want to have space between the base of your left hand and your knee because that's where the torso is going to thread through. Rotating from the waist, lift the right arm up into the air and twist. Good. And then we're going to bring that right hand down, thread it through, come onto the back of the wrist, the back of the elbow, and then bring the shoulder and the ear down. Soften here and just notice. Notice how it feels today. Each day may be different. Breathe. Relax the hips. And then gently pushing down into the ground with that left hand. Start to roll back onto the shoulder and back onto the head. Again, remember, we start slowly, ease into it. Each time we do this, we allow the body to open up a little bit more. One more. And just relax the shoulders for just a moment. Pushing down with that left hand, also push down with the knees. We'll start to rise up. You will get a lot more strength in this as you continue to do this. But we're going to take it to the other side, and then we're going to just relax and wrap it up, okay? So bring that right hand down to the ground, move your pillow or your blanket over to the left side. Again, walk the hand forward just a little bit to create some space where you're going to thread your needle. We're going to lift the left arm up and just rotate from the spine, from the waist to look up into this twist. And then start to draw that left hand through. Now we're going to come on to the left elbow, shoulder, left ear comes down. And we pause here for just a moment to let the body settle and just notice how this side feels this morning or this afternoon, whenever you're doing this. Using your right hand, you're going to push down and start to roll back very slowly and then roll it back down. Again, using the ground to push away as you roll back. And then exhale, roll back down. Let's do 2 more. And as you exhale to come into the last one, pause for just a moment and let everything settle. And you're going to push down with that right hand. Is it the right hand or left hand? One of them. You're going to push down with that hand and rise up. Good. Sit back onto the heels for just a moment. Roll into the neck. Draw the chin down towards the chest. Shrug your shoulders. And then just for a moment, I want you to imagine that you are lengthening in the vertebra, one vertebra at a time. Line the heart over your hips. Bring the head over your heart and imagine that you have a string at the top of the head. It's lifting you up towards the sky. Tall spine. Then add a little wiggle. And you're done. Have a beautiful day. Heart hugs.